Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Saturday, February the 11th, 2023, and this is my Flosstube episode number 70. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so very much for taking the time out of your schedule to come and visit with me, and perhaps maybe I could persuade you into starting one of the projects that I am working on. And to all of my returning friends of subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. I have had an uneventful week. It has been good just to go through the week and not have anything come up. I have done some sewing this week and some stitching. So with that being said, I will be showing you this week some whips, some finishes, an FFO, and giving you my plans for the upcoming week. I do not have any new starts this week, so we're going to jump right into whips. And my first whip to share comes out of Just Cross Stitch magazine, the December 2020 issue. And this is what the cover looks like. And it is the piece sampler. And this is what it will look like. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it to you. And here is where I am now. So I have put in this portion of the border. There's a border between each row of words. So I've put in this border. I still have the back stitching to do on it for that row. And then for this row, I had to take out here the angels. I was off by one. I went over one too many. And so I took out the back stitching, and I am in the process of putting it back in. However, I was in the middle of putting in the candles, which is what this row is, when I found that error. So I finished the candles and all of the stitching for that. There are beads that will be added to the candle tops to show as the flame. I literally had to put in, what I did was I threaded 3 needles with the 3 different colors that were used for the candles. And that was the way that I got through that part of it. I was having a fit because it was add 3 stitches, change colors, add 5 stitches, change colors, add 4 stitches, change colors. So I decided by candle number 2 that I would just thread 3 different needles and stitch them that way, which did make it so much better or easier to stitch. So there is where I am with it now. I am still enjoying this project. It is my WIPGO call number 7, and that was to stitch on a project that was not touched in 2022. My next whip that I'll be sharing is my Bella Butterfly, and it was my WIPGO call for this month, number 11, and it is to stitch on a Nora Corbett. And here is what that looks like, this one here. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So as you can see, I have added the top part of her clothing, I guess, or those stitches around her neckline. This is the top. So it actually ends, I'm at the end of the page down here and over here. This is the end of the page. So it's not it's not very big. It's actually fitting inside a 6x6 Q-snap. I just haven't cut the fabric yet because I was too worried that it wouldn't fit if I cut the fabric. So I did manage to put in all of the rest of her skin. All of the empty spots that you see will be where beads are going to go. So on this portion, all that is left is the back stitching. It calls for chronic for the back stitching, and so I'll be prayerfully doing that. I've never backstitched with chronic. I've only used chronic one time, so we'll see how it goes with that. But when I pick this up again, I will be starting on her headdress. There's also beads and several different colors in her headdress. So I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton Neptune, and I'm using all the called for DMC threads, with the exception of the skin. I am using almond M&M's silk, and it is 1965 Bloody Sunday and Voting Rights Act. So far, so for each one of my WIPGO projects, I have to, my goal for this year was to put in 700 stitches on each project. And so far I have put in 647 on Bella Butterfly. And I have put in 283 on the piece sampler. I'm hoping that I actually have another, 500-ish show stitches to put in on piece sampler so that I don't have to add another project, because I know for next year that I'll be saying however many stitches or a finish, so that I can get to, if I get to the finish first, I don't have to worry about adding more stitches to it. But that's neither here nor there for this year. So those were both of my WIPGO projects for the month of February. My next WIP is Love Quaker. And it is a freebie by, From the Heart Needleart by Wendy. And here's a picture of what it will look like. And here is a picture of what it looked like the last time I showed it to you. And here is where I am now. So I have, I have a hanging thread that has now gotten caught in the zipper. Okay, I can do it this way. So I have added the word love. I have started the big heart motif that's off of the word love, and this heart here. There are 4 more hearts that I'll be using in the color of Hugs and Kisses, and then I'll be finding a darker pink to add the rest of the motifs in. I am stitching this on a 14 count fabric flare in the color of Cotton Candy. I have to stop and think. That's where it is so far. I love the Cottage Garden thread that I'm using on this. I am using the 2 strands and keeping the strands together. And you will see I have plans for this also for next week. I managed to get my hanging thread out. And I have left it in my Nurge hoop so that I can just pick it up and keep going with it. This has the potential to become my new 25/7 for the rest of this month. And you'll see why in a few. The next whip that I worked on was Harriet Tubman by the Primitive Hare. And here's a picture of what it looked like when I last showed it to you. And here is where I am now. I am stitching this on a 16 count Dryads saddle by Fortnite Fabrics, and I'm using the called for DMC flosses. I worked on the background of the portrait and putting in some stitches in her face. I still have more stitches to go. When I pick this up again later on in the week, the coming week, I'll be working on the ninja stitches that are still left in her face and hair. And I would like to get the outline of the portrait completed also. I'm not sure. I'm not going to overwhelm myself with it though. The face is more important to me than finishing the oval. There's a lot of stitches in just the portrait. To date, I have put in 250 stitches, or 200 stitches. I have all these goals since I'm now counting stitches. 250 stitches in Harriet Tubman. That was in her face and just the background of the portrait. My last whip for this week is Woman of Honor Sampler by Rebel Stitcher Designs. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So I am coming down the side of the top corner. I am right here. I put in a basting stitch because there are a couple of stitches that are just outside the, not margin, it's not really the margin, but they're offset from the rest of the row. So I put in a basting stitch so that I would know I was in the right place. Thank you, Miss Shelia, for that piece of advice. I continue to come down. I went back up. So this is the end of this motif here. And now I'm working on the side and the middle part of the motif. And trying to color complete that all together before working on the start of the border here. And so that is where I am on that. This is being stitched on a 40 count Country Mocha. And I'm using the called for threads on it, which are Classic Color Works and a few Weeks Dye Works. This is Classic Color Works. I think it's Yeo Gold. Honeycomb. But it is turning out very nicely. And using the one thread, You can see, I don't know if you can see it very well, but because I'm using one thread, the variegation is showing up here. So this is darker, this is lighter, this is darker. I have my chart in where it was facing the vinyl. Well, the ink from the chart, and this was on Harriet Tubman and another chart that I had, the ink from the chart stuck to the vinyl and left residue inside the bag. I'm sure I can get it off if I use like Goo Be Gone or something like that. But now I'm making sure that those parts are behind the fabric so that it doesn't stick to the vinyl and leave the residue anymore. So be careful when you're using your vinyl front bags on when you store your projects, because I think it was because I had them all laid on, you know, they were stacked up against one another, and the pressure from them laying on top of the vinyl is what caused that. Not the bag, not the vinyl. It was just because of the pressure of laying on top of the, you know, all of the charts laying on top of the vinyl made it press towards the chart picture. And that's where the ink came off at. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. So in case it happens to you, or you can prevent it from happening by storing the chart picture in a plastic bag or behind your fabric. So I had 2 finishes this week. I was so excited. I powered through with one. Well, they were both pretty easy, let me say that. So the first project that I finished this week was Freedom 1865. And this is stitched on a 16 count Ada named Hue by Fortnite Fabrics, and I used the called for DMC floss on it. And 1865 is recognized as the year that the already freed slaves were told that they were free. And I finished that. And then on yesterday morning, I put in the last stitches of my 25/7, and it is Faith and Endurance by Holt. So I will be posting a picture of my finish to the Year of Whips. This was on my Year of Whips, and it is the first one that I finished. So I'll be posting a picture of the Year of Whips to this. This is stitched on a 28 count Harvest Moon by Color and Cotton, and I used the called for DMCs with it. I already have a finish in mind for this. However, I don't know that I'm going to finish it this month, fully finish it. And then I have a FFO. So this was in part of my whips, get it together. This was in my previous finishes last week, and it is Love. And it is one of the conversational hearts that is a freebie on Fat Quarter Shop's website. If you go to their website and then go to cross stitch and then go to freebies, you can find this. They have it in all different colorways. Well, they have it in red, pink, yellow, and purple colorways. And I changed the X's and O's into the word love, and I made it into a little tiny pillow, and it will sit up like this on the shelf behind me. So it's a conversational heart. So I'm really excited about it. The stuffing part didn't turn out the way that I thought it was going to. But you know, it was my first time trying this type of FFO. So I'm going to keep working at it. I don't know if I'm going to make any more of these, but I like to be able to have them puffy where they sit up in the back. The example that I saw, they actually took thread and put X's across the back. So I may still have to try that in order to see if it will close properly. I think what I did is I used too much fabric, and that's why it keeps puckering instead of laying flat closed, because it should just lay flat, but it won't do that. So anyway, there's my FFO, just in time for Valentine's Day. So those were my 2 finishes and my FFO. And now I'm going to move into plans. So starting tomorrow through the rest of this month and the month of March through spring, I will be working on winter Quakers. I still have 5 days of winter Quaker snows. We've had moderate, not even moderate, very light snowfall here this year. And my process was to work on winter Quaker whenever it snowed. Well, we've had 6 snows. I've worked on it 1 day. So I have 5 more days of snow to get through. And so I'm going to change that over into, I'm going to work on it every Sunday from now until spring so that I can see some good progress on it. So that will be starting tomorrow, which is Sunday. On Monday, I'll be working on StitchCon 2022. I want to be sure to keep that in the forefront so that I can have it finished either before StitchCon or at StitchCon. It just depends if I want to hold it out and ring the bell at StitchCon Weekend B for it. On Tuesday, I will be working on something Valentine's Day. My friend Athena's birthday is on Tuesday, and she is having a birthday sal. And I know the hashtag, but it's very long, and so please go to her channel. I will link her down below to get the hashtag for her birthday sal. But it's something, anything Valentine's, Harry Potter, Slytherin, like it's a whole thing. Love, baby, snake sal or something like that. It was very creative the way she came up with it. So I will be working on something Valentine's Day for Tuesday, which is Valentine's Day. On Wednesday, I will be pulling back out again, Woman of Honor. I need to get 200 stitches in that for this month. And seeing that it is on 40 count, you know, I'm thinking that I'm going to pull that out on Wednesday, but it might have to wait until Saturday again. I don't know. I keep thinking that I can stitch on it in the evenings, but by the time I get ready to sit down and stitch, I'm a little tired, and stitching on 40 count tired is not all that pleasant, but we'll see. And then on Thursday, I will be pulling back out the piece sampler again to get some more work onto that, because, you know, it's my WIPGO and I need to make sure that I'm getting as many stitches in during the month as I possibly can in case I need to make up more stitches afterwards. I'll also be looking for a new 25/7 project since I finished the Faith and Endurance this week. So that leads me to investments, and I am going to clean the table real quick and come right back with my investments that I picked up. So my first investment for this week was my Color and Cotton fabric, and it is a 28 count peony. You can pronounce it one of 2 ways, peony or peony, and I pronounce it peony. And this is what it looks like. That is just about, it's a little more pink than purple, but that is what it is looking like. It's very, very pretty. It's perfect. It would be perfect for a Valentine's stitch. And then I was watching the Saltwater Stitcher, Jessica, Clearwater. Maybe it's Clearwater Stitcher, Jessica. And she showed this chart by Pine Mountain Designs. I keep forgetting the light adjusts when I cover up my face. And I thought it was really cute. They have a monthly series that they are doing. And so I joined this monthly series, and I will be getting this every month. It comes with the chart and the finishing. So for the first part, it comes with a finishing, sorry for the crinkles. It actually comes with the finishing kit. So this is February's, and I just received it. It was back ordered due to the bowl. You get the bowl that comes with it. So this is a mini dough bowl that came with it. And you can get the dough bowl in either white or natural wood. And then these are the finishing items that go in the dough bowl and on the patterns. So it came with, it is Ada, and it came finished like this, and it makes this this roll here. You stitch it and then just tie it up. It also has a piece of velveteen or wool is what it is. And this is for the backing of the pillow with the lady and the man on it. I will be doing a skin conversion to all of these that come with people on them. I'll be changing the skin tone and the hair color. Also, I'll have to change the hair color for the people. But I'm looking at this, and it gives you all of the directions for how to finish it. And so I was really excited when I saw this and thought that it would be something easy. Since we are already in the month of February and getting ready to have Valentine's Day, I'm going to put the Valentine's Day one on the back burner. And I will be starting what I received today, which was the March one. And so March is that right there. And it came with a piece of Ada, the backing fabric, the roll. It gives you the instructions on how to make the roll. And then there is a crocheted, what is it called? A crocheted clover. And you get the velveteen, a little pick, and finishing items for the roll. Again, there is a little girl on the chart, so I will be changing her skin tone and her hair color. But I think these are super cute, and if I can get out in front of them, it would be great. So, you know, because of the way that I ordered it, the February one, I ordered it at the beginning of February, so they sent it, you know. But you see, they send them a month in advance, so I should be able to get this stitched and put together before St. Patrick's Day. I will just be leaving it out. I don't really celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I I mean, I guess I could, but I will put this out for St. Patrick's Day. And then I'll have the other one completed by next year for Valentine's Day. And then I was at the Acorns and Threads gathering of nuts, and so was my friend Carolyn Zook. And I had won a project bag by Crafty Corey Stitches. Well, I had forgotten to order it, and so they said you had to pay for it by Tuesday. Well, I forgot and didn't think about it until this past Saturday when I was at Keepsakes. Well, lo and behold, my friend didn't forget, and she sent me the project bag. These are all my colors. Let me just say, this whole print is me in a print. Like, I love everything about it. It is a smallish vinyl project bag that I love. I love this size. I work on a lot of projects that are small like this. As you can see, there's actually 3 charts in here. So they had showed, they took us on a tour of the shop, and they showed, someone asked to see some ink circles, and they showed it, some ink circle charts. And this was one that I didn't have, but I was like, I need it very much so. And lo and behold, my friend picked it up for me and sent it to me, and it is arranging seashells. And if you've been around for a while, you know that I love all things beach related, and seashells are no exception. And so, and then there were 2 more charts added into the mix, and it was Beach Please by Hands on Design. And I like this way the pillow looks, but I love this shadow box look here. So I'll have to see if she includes the directions to do the shadow box piece. It seems to me that like this was on her video, one of her videos, but I'll have to check out and see. And then there was more beach. So thank you so very much, Carolyn. It was a great pick-me-up, and I really needed it. You always manage to surprise me, so thank you again so very much. I appreciate it. So now I have gone through my investments and my stitchy kindness. I thank you all so very much for your words of encouragement over the past week. I am doing fine. I, just like to stay busy, and I will be staying busy with stitching. I have started incorporating getting into my sewing even more, and so that'll be great. I'm trying to get a few projects done before I am going to be taking a quilting class where I'm going to learn to machine quilts. So there's 2 different parts to quilting. There's piecing, which is putting it together, and then there's quilting, which is the decorative design that you see, which holds all 3 pieces together. I'll be learning the actual quilting part. So I'm working on small projects so that I can get, so I can have something to practice on. So that's what I've been working on lately. And so I'm not ready to show those yet, but when I get ready, I will let you know. So I thank you all so very much for coming along with me on this ride, and all of your lovely comments and your support. I really do appreciate it so very much. I will see you next Saturday. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.